Greetings, everyone. I am Lotus Knight. I am your op for tonight, and I am bringing you Sunday Showdown Scuffed Edition, featuring your favorite casters in Dolabiz and Mayan. Take it away.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful night here in the Sunday Showdown showroom, show match, showporium, dare I say. We have a fantastic Hero Series match for you. It's going to be Geranium Battle once again, appearing on Sunday Showdown. This time versus Starlax. We have a Hero Purple Conference throwdown between. I'm sorry. Every time I see Geranium Battle's team, I
The
start giggling and I
APMs.
can't control it.
Uh,
Yeah, another pit of misery up against, of course, Starlax of Dad, legend. Team captain, Geranium Battle versus Starlax.
should we get someone to do like a wellness check on Geranium Battle?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Just make
they've
sure
been
everything's doing
dark
okay. A
this
lot of
season, I
feelings.
feel like. Yeah, the names of the teams. But you know what? I'm sure Geranium's always coming on the show, so I'm sure happy to be here. But uh, it's that Zoomer humor, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly. So, my
We're
Anodon,
too
we
old for
have Geranium is going to be playing that Druid Mage Priest Rogue up against Starlax's Hunter Mage Priest Rogue. So
yeah.
this is, of course, last hero standing. A little bit different from perhaps the different strategic choices, of course, from Conquest. But Mage Priest Rogue seems to be at least a point of agreement for a lot of the players this week.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. It seems like the big kind of decision on Dad Legend, they're really on board with the Hunter and APM. Really not feeling it. And actually, the only match currently with that score being 5-4, they lost one of those matches was the one they brought the Hunter in, and then the other match, no Hunter. So, there's been debate, I think, a little bit about that Hunter right now. Post nerfs and buffs and everything that just came through. Um, it's seemingly maybe a still a solid class, but maybe the weakest of those playable classes right now.
We do
It's
have the
always
bands.
oh,
Oh,
excellent.
So,
hit us.
before you even tell us much about the classes, we have Geranium's Druid Band and
Okay.
Starlax's Mage Band.
Okay, so we have Geranium piloting Mage Priest Rogue up against Starlax's Hunter Priest Rogue. Interesting Druid band.
Yeah.
Of course, as we mentioned last hero standing, and we were actually talking just before the show went live that if you hit a good ramp, you can just win as Druid. You can just put in all the ramp cards and hit autocomplete. And I've never tried that experiment, but I tell you, after this, I
I
will try
It's
it.
gotten pretty good. I think the autocomplete's actually gotten pretty good, where it,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
looks at stats and things. So it's not gonna be. Yeah, it'll probably put some big things in there that'll help you win, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a deck you could even get to Legend with.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so, of course, last hero standing, when we talk about conquest strategy, it's always which is the deck that's going to not be able to get that win. In last hero standing, it's more which deck is going to be able to get multiple wins or perhaps pick up a counter Q win, something like that.
Yep.
So the individual deck strength is much more matchup specific, I feel like, in Last Hero Standing, because you can specifically target your choices, but it also makes the very first game super important. So I'd say we can go ahead and let them go ahead and take the reins off, let them run wild, and then we can see what they pick for the crucial first match. What would you do, Manadon? You have a Mage Priest Rogue, you have a Hunter Priest Rogue. Which of these decks do you throw out first while they're getting set up?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think Mage being that powerful one, that we kind of talked about earlier on as well. We see APM pretty much banning it across the board. We're seeing a lot of those Mage bans, very much like Major Rogue, the big bans, I think, this week. So could see those two classes come out. But yeah, if we are expecting the Mage, then maybe that answer uh, might have to be, I don't know, Quest Hunter, I guess, would be
Yeah,
the counter there.
that's sort of yeah. That's an interesting mind game because you bring up if you don't get your mage banned, that's almost suspicious.
Right.
Like because like my first instinct is, oh, my mage isn't banned. Yeah, but then immediately, why wouldn't you ban my mage? Duh. Oh,
All
they're in.
right.
All right.
Perfect.
Oh, that's right. It's not an. Oh, wait.
I know. We can't just like wax poetic here while without like no, we have to like be looking at the spectate thing now. There's no
Where?
eyeballs.
Yeah, wait, where's the how
You gotta like
am I
click.
and
Yeah,
and all I have is
ridiculous. I know.
remove friend and report. Have I done
Huh.
something wrong? I well, a report seems counterproductive.
You click on the
Worth a.
arrow and it
It
should
might be
show you.
worth a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, both arrows are only giving me remove friend or report. Interesting. All right, I'm going to restart my client real quick
Yeah.
and see. I'm going to be listening to the audio book for a second.
Yeah.
What
Well,
so
guess who nailed it on those picks? We have the mage coming out for Geranium and Starlax with those mind games. Brings out that quest hunter, just like we talked about. Looking like it is a Denathrius mix with like the paint, just kind of an XL mage here. Does have a lot of those freezes and does have deep water evokers that can help it maybe get enough armor to get there. Probably running Rune of the Archmage as well. I think has been popular now, and that can maybe find some outs. But I would say it's probably Hunter favorite here. So we'll see how Geranium does play this out. Going to go for the Arcane Intellect here. Needs to accelerate the game plan with this hand. Does have that follow up with another Arcane or now the Prince Renethal to play
is
if
that
they
a
want.
is that a hard run copy of Mass Polymorph?
Yeah, I've been seeing a one of those. I think actually the list that won, I forget who the player was. I'm sorry, apologies, but who won that last the Nathria Masters Tour actually had an XL spooky list, which was running one of Mass Polymorph.
Oh, okay. Some
Yeah,
technology I've not. I'm a little bit behind the mass sheep, although some of my favorite card art, of course, just a bunch of tabard wearing sheep. That's
yeah. I think
uh,
it's probably pretty good into priest for one, making some big tall things that you want to get rid of. Rogue as well, making big things that kind of just cancels out. Not as
yeah,
good in this matchup though, with a lot fewer minions on the other side of the board.
yeah. I'm actually looking at a lot of cards in Geranium's hand right now. This Blizzard, the Flurry, a lot of card. The Reckless Apprentice at least still hits face, but there's not going to be a lot of targets of opportunity for all of those board control elements. More there for
Mm.
either board-based tempo battles or someone that at least plays some creatures.
Yeah, now this is an interesting decision here actually for Starlax. We have the Tavish. I mean, it doesn't look like we're probably going to get this upgraded before we play this Tavish if we're going to play it next turn. But there is definitely that decision if you want that Tavish hero power, if you want the ping hero power, the 2 damage hero power. And I do like the idea of going for the minions here, although Mage notoriously does have good ways to deal with minions. So we'll see how that does play out here.
And actually, to that point, we see Geranium. I would the playing out of this Reckless Apprentice to me is what says a little something on the board, but B, I just need I don't need this Reckless Apprentice to clear boards because I'm just going to get machine gunned down from hero powers. So I'll be interested to see if the reaction of play Tavish is like, oh, maybe if the decision is to play the Tavish, that's one resource that is now depleted.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there was a kind of you can debate either side there. After seeing one of these apprentices, that's potentially a big answer to a big Tavish board. If you do go for the Tavish hero power, being the zero cost upgraded one, um, if they don't have too many board clears, they do have Rune like we see, and they do have a lot of freezes. So I think it's probably Starlax acknowledging that maybe want to win through just hero powers, the 2 damage hero powers, and just not going to play Tavish unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah, again, and I mean the especially the the double stuffed lists, the 40
Hmm.
card lists. I mean, on the one hand, obviously there's the downside of it thin, it sort of dilutes your deck, but when your deck functions around refreshing your hero power, just fitting in extra spells, and then we see one of the main offenders right here, Furious Howl, allowing you to just the amount of damage, the amount of health you need to be safe from the refreshing hero power can be truly stunning. How much health you need to outlast it.
Yeah, still has not gotten the zero cost hero power upgraded yet. So yeah,
Oh,
might be
okay.
going for the Tavish. Yeah, there's still that opportunity. You want to get that down before you upgrade that hero power to the zero cost, and of course before you get the refresh.
Yeah. And so now it's going to be this does so now we are on this path where a lot of the board control tools that had been awkward are now going to probably get a chance to shine. Numerous freezes in hand, blizzards of course, and targets for Rune of the Archmage, all now on the board and in play for Geranium. Geranium
Yeah,
with a hand here. A lot of I'm seeing a lot of reactive stuff. You don't need your solid alibi yet, right? Varden, unless you want to do a tempo Varden, you probably don't want to do that, right? Kael'thas Sinstrider is kind of a combo piece. I mean, Deepwater Evoker and Amplified Snow Flurry are kind of the two cards that I would say Geranium is sort of at liberty to just play whenever. But there's a whole forest of secrets to get through first.
yeah, absolutely. It has to kind of suss out what these might be. Going to be able to get some decent trades here. Will proc that emergency maneuvers, but that's definitely a minion you'd prefer seeing two of instead of maybe a Huffer that is always a risk coming out here off of this hero power. You definitely do not want emergency maneuvers, especially that upgraded one, into one of those Huffers and just be staring at that 8 damage charge next turn.
Yeah. uh, the dormant Huffer is such a strange thing to stare at.
Yeah,
It's just unless you can put something in the way.
interesting. So Starlights actually going for draw here instead of just I guess really absolutely needing some damaging spells here to get the Tavish completed. Right now, maybe just going to hold back this turn though to prevent any sort of shenanigans on the other side, any Theotar steals or
Yeah,
uh,
he was
you know,
preventing Theodore.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the Mad Duke.
yeah,
This is 2 explosive traps and an ice trap. Is that right? Am I remembering that right? This is like 5 damage worth of explosive traps and
yeah.
then an ice trap. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the weird part though, right? We have an explosive, so that's proc. That's gonna give you the Tavish, I believe. And if we did have Theotar, there was no real perfect way to play around it. Theotar or Mutanus.
And so I'm interested to see when Geranium now knows 100% this is 2 explosive traps. There's an interesting relationship between explosive trap and the
Yeah,
skeletons. 'Cause
yeah,
uh, yeah, they're just a series of explosions everywhere, just things exploding everywhere.
yeah. Interesting. So we're gonna hero power here first, and it looks like we don't want to just get it out this turn. I thought maybe this was the opportunity to play our Tavish, right? If we just arcane shot Tavish or quick shot Tavish. Oh, we're 3 more away. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're still on part 2. Wow, yeah, we didn't even get the zero cost hero power. Never mind. We are quite a ways away.
Yeah, making really
Uh,
slow progress on the quest so far is Starlax, and a lot of the spells in hand right now are kind of right. It's a freezing trap. This explosive trap is totally unplayable. Freezing trap doesn't do any damage. Furious Howl tracking. I mean, there is some
yeah,
damage in
we
here,
we
but
do
to your
have
point,
we
yeah,
do have enough to get the quest completed here. We've got the arcane shot, the double quick shot, and the mark shot, which can all and the stag chart. So I mean, we do have enough here to get this progressed, but it's gonna have to
then
happen soon.
there's that tension of, well, if Starlax makes one more advance, then that means Geranium gets to complete Starlax's quest on
Where'd it
their own
go?
terms. Big pyroblast not going to the face.
Yeah,
This
just
is a
holding
such a
back here.
strange standoff, right? Like, this is
Yeah.
such a strange standoff because Geranium doesn't wanna okay, alright, Starlax is going in. It's quest completion time.
Yeah, so now it's time to complete that quest, right? So that totally makes sense with Starlax's line here. able to get it all off in one turn, get the Tavish played in that same turn, getting that exact mana to do so here. So preventing, like we were saying earlier, the Theotar Mutanus, anything like that that could end that game plan. So now we're online, but as we can see on the other side, we got Kael'thas and Denathrius. So if we find Bran or something uh, useful like that, of course we have the Mordresh, not yet online, but with that upgraded hero power, can start chipping that away as well. So there's a lot of damage potential on Geranium's side here very shortly, and that's just going to add more to that Denathrius.
This is interesting. Procking both explosive traps. I would assume that means some ice magic is coming down this turn, but not. Or I guess we can actually just ping off the
Oh,
Tavish now. That's-
yeah, a little bit awkward. We could. I think we really want to weave some hero powers, progress our Mordresh to get that online soon as well.
Mhm.
New more sanctums, also push a little bit of damage. You definitely don't love leaving this Leok on the board, but if you're going to use a solid alibi, which is an option here, it's not too bad this turn. Let's
So
see if
this is Starlax's first. This is going. So you're draining. You're going into Starlax's first full
how
mana
much.
turn.
Yeah, how much damage do we have just from hero powers? Let's say if we hit, 3 Huffers right now. So that, let's say, an average, let's say, I don't know if it's average of 3, but let's say we hit 3, that's 15, right? Well, that's not a
Mhm.
Huffer, but I mean, now it's up to 18, right? If we hit 3 Huffers from here. And we have potential
There's
damage. There's
one.
one Huffer. Yeah, we have potential damage from spells like this. So this was pretty risky not playing the solid alibi into this. And there's the second Huffer. Yeah, we are very
That's
close to having
12.
enough damage here. One more Huffer. Ooh, if we use the Stag
Mm.
Charge, that's not going to be it. But Stag Charge could still come out here with that Summon Pet to get that. Is that enough? Oh, that's not going to be. And Stag Charge
Ooh.
now, there's no space for that hero power.
Oh, right, because of the wild seed.
Yeah, I think was there an order there that you can get? I guess it doesn't matter, because that minion always spawns. Yeah, yeah. So
Gosh, 6 health. This secret is an Oasis ally, which obviously Starlax is totally uninterested in. Uh, can freeze this board. Oh, actually reaching for the flurry instead of the
I think
Varden.
that's playing around Ice Trap potentially. We did see another spell played here. We don't know what it is. I mean, we know it's explosive, but Geranium just making sure, and this allows for that to be potentially the freeze spell. There's a couple of options. We did also play Deathborn. Yeah, there you go. There's the Deathborn. Deathborn, not a bad result, but you're staring at some damage here, so gonna have to rip that solid alibi, and that should keep you alive here. But it was very close last turn.
Yeah,
Very,
so
very close.
Starlax has a single copy of Furious Howl in hand. Uh, several shell shots. The shell shots are kind of awkward. They're gonna keep blowing up in
Yeah,
your face, but
yeah. It might just be the play here, though. Once you have a bunch of minions on the board. Oh, so actually gonna make this first trade here before hero powering here, in case we see Puffer or something of that.
oh yeah, just trying to actually gonna
Can I?
gain 2 board spaces off of that one. Leok is damaged as long as Starlax can find a Huffer.
Oh, quick shot is another damage spell potentially. I don't know. Ooh, collateral damage. If you're expecting another big board, we do have Kel'Thuzad on the other side in the hand, as we can see, which I don't think is quite lethal, but could potentially be a play here. There's a
Hey,
lot of stuff in Geranium's hand that could be a comeback if we don't manage to find a win here shortly. This isn't going to be this turn, though. There's no way I can see where that can happen.
boy, I know you mentioned the solid alibi being important, but you were of it just so important to solid alibi that last turn.
Yes.
Gotta call the timeout that last turn or else just super dead. And looking at the board, still pretty dead. still pretty spectacularly dead. This Kel'Thuzad currently has 10 skeletons inside of it. I believe the Sire Denathrius is sitting at 18 damage.
Yeah, I imagine we're running another solid alibi. It's not currently in the hand. We could try to find it off of this Dungeoneer here if we want to go for that potential. Of course, we do have, board freeze in the Varden, so we technically don't even need to really be trading much here. Actually, a full board is pretty good if we just want to Varden to buy a turn.
Yeah, I was
But
actually I wanted to talk about that briefly because I kind of wanted to just freeze that board, just drop
yeah.
the Varden and then I- not allow the only attack. There's of course the possibility
Is
of
it
drawing
just going to be a
spells.
Denathrius here just to heal up? Yeah, it looks like it
Oh,
is. Yeah, so
okay.
it was one of those two routes. You can go with the
Mhm.
Denathrius, not go for the lethal off of that. You still have the Moradress, you still have the Kel'Thuzad, you still have a Rune of the Archmage in the hand. So the heal might be enough. Although Starlax is going to be able to build some significant boards here uh,
Gosh, that was a
every
20
single turn.
health, the
Yeah,
Nathrius. Yeah.
yeah.
And now we're in the later stages. All these big bombs are online. Is Mordresh ready yet? Not yet.
Not
4
yet.
damage.
We've just
Yeah.
been holding off. We do have a 4 damage hero power, so we can always get it online in the same turn now. But it does cost us that hero power. Uh, Pretty good hero power though at 4 for these minions off of the.
Oh, absolutely. If Misha with 4, Leok with 4,
Yeah.
the magic stag, whose name I always forget, the stag spirit wild seed.
Wow. Never Huffer turns
Wow.
out.
Huffer, notoriously Are you serious?
We almost got the 3 for the lethal earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Here we are,
and
staring
now
down
we didn't find it.
4.
Yeah.
Gosh, what even is 4 Leokai? Just staring across the board.
Yeah, Leokai. Yeah. That is
Can I
the
interest you in a hero
common
power
term.
Mordresh turn? Just blow this whole thing up?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Alternatively, we can still hold off, honestly, if we want. We have the Varden freeze, like we can get the arcane, like freezing their board can lock them out completely if you can manage it for a couple turns. So it's really just about the timing of that freeze when this Varden is going to come down with that full board on the other side. Looks like it is going to be that Mordred's turn though, just to push some damage, uh, and then maybe go for that freeze next turn. Oh,
Oh, interesting. Gonna
or
freeze this
somewhere in
turn.
between. If you were gonna freeze the board here, I think you should be pinging the face. I know it's tempting to get that. I guess you're buffing the hero power, but I don't know. Maybe there's an argument for either way. Maybe they don't always have 4 health minions. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I'm convincing myself.
Yeah. All right. So the stag spirit is online. The bow is in hand. One of those recently one of those recently adjusted cards we were talking about. The bow is now a 3/2 instead of a 4/2. And
Collateral damage.
collateral
Gonna push
damage.
some damage here, and let's see if we're able to find. It does clear off another board space too, which is pretty nice here. Going to be able to play one more. And are the Huffers? We are just absolutely not finding them after almost finding that lethal earlier. Where are the Huffers? It's just
Not here.
Leokai and Mishas, I guess.
Mishis? I don't know.
Mooshes.
Shit. I mean, I guess we just freeze it. We can actually freeze this board with a blizzard. We can freeze this board with a blizzard.
Oh man, yeah,
No spots will open, and then Deathborn next turn blows the whole board up. It
yeah.
gives you a full board of
I'm
skeletons.
I'm extremely convinced in that play, and we can fit in a hero power, push some more damage, and then just hang out. We are living the dream here for Dranium. Alma maybe just going to be able to swing this, and that where we had that debate early on is, do we want to go for the hero power? Never go for um, this Tavish hero and get that hero power, because they could just freeze us out if we don't find those Huffers and we don't kill them fast enough. Those hero powers can often just mean nothing. Like we see, we're kind of just frozen out. We couldn't do anything that turn. The solid alibi turn, less damage was able to be pushed as well. It's some ways a hindrance into this kind of freeze build that the mage has.
Yeah, obviously the pressure is much more, it's much meatier, but yeah, all of a sudden you unlock so many of the utility cards in the mage's hand that would have just been sitting there, the Deathborns and all those freezes you were mentioning. So this turn,
It's
I
still it's
assume,
still interesting. I mean,
yeah,
if you Deathborn, we did see already on the other side the collateral damage was discovered, and oftentimes this, you might be running one of collateral damage that could certainly be in there, and that's gonna do quite a bit of damage if you do end up with a board full of these. But I guess just the damage and the threat potential here is worth it. We need to win eventually as well. We know that one of these is explosive traps, so we can guarantee getting these to proc, and then fill it up with a whole new board, either with Kel'Thuzad or that 10 damage Mordresh. Let's see though if we're able to find the lethal on the other side. Is there a Huffer?
are there any? Nope.
Still no Huffer, and yeah, not even going to play the Wild Spirits. We do not want any board spaces taken up here. Another Wild Spirits picked up, a little unlucky. Wow,
Oh,
only
Wild
Spirit
Spirit.
card. So actually going for Wild Spirits here, just going for the tempo now and trying to fight this board and maybe finding some out
Yeah,
here in a little bit. But for
gotta
now,
find
still no
foxes.
Huffers. Wow. That's
Wow,
that's I don't know. That's got to feel tough
this,
for Starlax. We found like two in a row when we were one away, I think, from lethal. Maybe I'm pretty sure we had, because that would have been 18.
yeah, this is the
Well, now
biggest
it's lethal the
Kel'Thuzad I
other way.
have
Yeah,
ever seen.
yeah.
This is this is
Uh,
what, 17, 18, 19, 20 Kel'Thuzad?
yeah.
20
20 Kel'Thuzad,
Kel'Thuzad.
you got a ping
Ah,
if you want
ah,
to,
ah.
throw in there a nice little ping as well.
Meow,
But
meow.
yeah, that's gonna do it here. And the mage, we talked about at the beginning, one of the potential, big hero sweeping decks, I would say, uh, in the format right now. And with that win into what I would arguably say is probably the best option out of these potential thing. The Miracle Rogue maybe, get something going early enough where there aren't the freezes, but uh,
Yeah, that's a critical win for Geranium and a key loss for Starlax, the hunter. I'm trying to look back and decide if the hunter's Huffer strategy was the move. Every time I've been killed by that hunter deck, it's been through getting machine gunned, but I also didn't know at the time if they drew their Tavish, right? Like I've
yeah,
every
it's always a decision point, I think, in these matchups, and you never can be 100% sure. We could have seen that really paying off. There wouldn't have been a lethal that turn that we were going for with the Huffers if we went
right,
for the other hero power. But once
certainly.
we missed it that turn, we were kind of trapping ourselves and got unlucky for Starlax. Didn't find Huffers, was not able to push damage at all.
I
The rest of
mean,
the board is frozen every turn. Solid Alibi came in just in time. There were maybe a turn or two options there that were available, but still was able to survive using that. And with all the freezes available and just slowly accumulating damage, able to take that critical win. And yeah, I think if we
and
just had that
also
machine
the
gun,
s-
maybe
the
that would have been
solid
different.
the solid alibi turn, was that the last turn we saw a single Huffer for the
I
rest
think
of the
so.
game? That was the last Huffer for turns, a plurality of turns.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're
Uh,
absolutely right.
wait a minute, what's this hunter doing here? With a
I
handful
wonder
of
what it could
rogue
be.
cards? What's happening here?
Yeah, so Starlax on that same sort of wavelength, saying, my best bet here probably might be this rogue to beat out this mage, and we'll see if it's able to get that really big early game that can win these, or if the mage is able to stabilize or freeze long enough to be able to answer these. We saw the mass polymorph, so it does have some of that tech. There's Theotar right now in the hand, which could steal something like Edwin and really slow things down on the other side, of course. Although right now it seems like there's so many ways for that deck to get moving, but Edwin's a big key piece.
Oh yeah. And what's the conventional wisdom for how big of a dagger you want against an XL deck? Is it still like 12 to 15 attack if you can get it? Like, is that the conventional wisdom for how big your knife needs to be? If you
Uh, I think sometimes, I mean, obviously you want to go for as big as possible, but I think sometimes you're actually okay getting away with like a 7 or an 8 damage dagger
Okay.
in a lot of these matchups. Obviously, Excel, you want to kind of be pushing a little bit more, so maybe you have to go for a little bit greedier. But we do see we have the graveyard in the hand already for Starlax, so that's going to be a big piece in a little bit. And there's a null as well, so
Dang.
tempo acquired.
Starlax over there playing the classic Zelda trading game. Constant.
Yeah.
Just trading and trading and trading, looking for a Bigoron sword. Yeah. Once again, we go again.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, whole hand's gonna cost 0 here in a second, and oh boy, this is an opportunity to start going really, really deep if we want. I mean,
Surely
we
we
have
don't
the
Theatar here, right? Do we Theatar to try to hit one of those key cards like you mentioned, Edwin or Necrolax, or maybe one of
I
these
don't know.
graveyards?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of these trades. You might, but they have so many cards in the hand. I think it is. I think you have to. And
I mean,
Geranium
that was
is
at least
on that.
they don't have any tradable cards left in their hand. Like Starlax
Yeah.
doesn't have a single tradable card left.
Whoa. Okay. Well, Wild Paw Null
Oh,
would slow down with the rest of this hand. There's really not much you can do without the Null to go really, really big. Shadow Step is obviously a really powerful card in the deck, so might see that taken. Ooh, and giving away the Wildfire. So that means our Wildfire potential is lower. But Shadow Step picked up, so we can steal some more stuff. I like that.
that's funny. And for as long as Starlax remains a hunter, though, we could get some wildfire value out of that. Oh,
Yeah.
nope, giving it up.
Yeah, I don't think so. But, you know, it is a one cost spell, so that's not all bad.
Oh, true. Very true. And gonna be able to get started here. Looks like we're gonna be able to build. Oh, finds another gone fishing. So the possibility of
So the
grabbing
chain
another.
continues. Shroud, a really big pickup, and we have the prep to get that moving. So yeah, I think we'll see that Shroud here. And we're going to get a really big minion here. There is the Mass Polymorph on the other side, but it is still quite a few turns away. We have Solid
Ooh,
Alibi to buy sometime, and that Snow Flurry finds the other Wild Paw. Going to be hitting all of the cards here. Do we use that Shadow Step too is the question, just to get a one more. It looks like we do. That will, or
wow.
I guess it's two more. It's two more
Two
because
more,
you
yeah.
replay the null. Yeah, that's always a debate. I mean, first Shadow Step, I'm 100% on board with. We did see it stolen, so that wasn't available. But second one for a 13-13, maybe I can make an exception. But that's a big pickup. That is going to be another turn where you can stall, and with the Solid Alibi, that means I think we're going to be able to make it to that Mass Polymorph here and be a-okay, and that might be the Geranium's win right now. We can see there's nothing of value in Starlax's hand, but Theotar could be played here. We just saw that that's one of the other minions that was drawn. What wouldn't you be able to play last turn that would be, good here, Edwin? So you can guarantee if you think there's an Edwin in the hand, you can steal that with Theotar. So we might actually be seeing that here if Geranium's saying, okay, I'm gonna Solid Alibi this turn, let it so they can't steal it. Then I play my Theotar. I give them. Oh, if we're playing Wildfire, I'm not sure if that's the case. Let's see. Oh, still playing
Oh,
the
yep,
the
there it goes.
Theotar and just saying I want to guarantee that I can give them not Mass Polymorph or Varden. Let me give them something else. And, oh,
Oh,
what?
gave up mass polymorph, actually.
I
That's an
guess
interesting
that it's
choice.
unplayable on the other side, but isn't that your answer here shortly?
I mean, this 13-13 is only going to be slowed down by freezes and solid alibis for so long.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
not
don't.
going to be. I'm confused by that. Uh, I'm really confused by that. I mean, we got the Savara. It has Wildfire, Arcane Intellect, and Alibi. So we are going to get another Alibi off of the Savara. So that's a little bit more delay, but so maybe that's the reasoning. You have enough of a delay in that potentially, but
Yeah,
I
geranium. Yeah, that to me says geranium sees a tempo way out of this, because there's going to come a point where I mean, you're going to start getting hit in the face with 13, 13-13, or maybe is going to be able to
Oh,
depend on,
there's a
hey,
blizzard though.
there's
That's
a
a big
blizzard.
pickup. That is one more turn of delay, and that might just be exactly what Geranium needed to solidify this. That's going to be able to freeze off this board, stop that 13 damage from hitting for another turn. Then we have the Savara to get an alibi the following turn, and I think from there we probably have just done enough damage. I mean, looking at this board right now, I would want to freeze this turn though,
Yeah,
because it
I want
gives
more minion
you,
attacks if
yeah, you want
possible.
the minion attacks for as long as possible. So I'm actually surprised with Savara here. You can get, like I said, oh, it was Shadow Step,
Oh,
so we didn't actually
Shadow Step. Yeah.
we didn't get the Wildfire, but that does mean we can get another Savara. I guess we're going for just that tempo game plan and another
Ah,
solid alibi available. Sure. Yeah, I
see
forgot it was Shadow Step. I thought it was the Wildfire.
that Shadow Step surprised me also though, because I wanted to. What I was about to say before Dranium clicked on the Savara was, oh, we can Shadow Step Varden, which means we get to freeze it again.
Yeah.
Uh, but
But now we
not
just
going
get
for that.
lots of solid alibis. It does mean
Yeah.
that we're committed to having to play a couple more spells to get it back. We do have the Blizzard we want to play. But again, look, we got trades in this turn. I'm still not convinced by that play. I think maybe the Blizzard to get just one more turn of minion damage potentially could have been the game. Now, we still have that potential, but we're not pushing as much damage as we were before.
Does this Reckless Apprentice freeze everybody? This is a freeze hero power right now, right? So is this effectively a
No,
blizzard?
no, it doesn't. It only when you hit the fear power will
Only
the
when you
next
hit
thing
it.
freeze.
Okay.
But this can freeze the face, which means there's no weapon potential, and we can of course play the flurry to freeze. So that was a big pickup, the flurry, of course. It does mean their Savara, without having to play the Blizzard, is online to get another solid alibi, and we have another flurry, which is just a fantastic card to get off the Savara. Sinister Strike's coming
And
out, so
lethal damage. Yeah.
yeah,
We with the Mordresh pickup, that Mordresh is live, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah,
unless
it, it,
Starlax can
it
end it
sure
right now
is.
through 2 freezes, this
It's
game is
not.
over.
It's not quite enough, and was going for what they can here to reduce the damage on the other side, and Sinstone Graveyard to try to get maybe something to push, but that is going to be the game. So Dranium winning with the tempo, finding that line there to get just constant alibis. I think there was a couple of lines there to find enough freezes and heals and survival through the Savara and through the what we got in the hand and the Blizzard and everything. But really well played there. And now just the Priest is left here to try to take down all three of the decks for Geranium from Starlax. The fact that we didn't see it come out last game
Yeah.
makes me feel like it might not be uh, well suited here.
Yeah, that the priest not coming out as the counter pick against the mage after losing with the hunter. Oh, it's a quest priest. It's
Yep,
a
that's
quest
what I was
priest.
thinking.
Yeah.
Quest
Oh,
Priest
oh no.
is going to struggle a little bit. There's just not as much of that potential, but you can hit some key cards. We have the Mutanus we can see. There's Theotar on both sides, so there can always be shenanigans. But yeah, I didn't think it was Naga Priest for the very reason that we didn't see it last game, which I think maybe has, if you can get kind of bigger minions sooner without the freezes being able to come out down and similar to the Rogue, but I think it's just got a few more of them. Uh,
Mhm.
so
Yeah. And I'm
not as
looking at
big, but
the
more of them.
yeah, and the mulligan, of course, critical because you really want to play the numbers, as it were, as the priest, and a 4 and a 5, but the 4 is a Shadow Word Ruin, and, actually, with a hand like this, I mean, I guess you still play the quest on 1, but there's a part of me that wants to just trade this. Oh, no, we picked up a 2. Never mind. Play the quest. We're good.
Game's over.
Yep, there we go. Just go ahead, play the 2, grab a Mage Secret. Easy.
Game's over. We win.
Got him.
Uh, Starlax back in it. Quest Priest takes the sweep, brings it back for Dad Legend. Calling it now.
Gosh, if this goes, 3-0 in Geranium's favor, can we really just call the hunter the Achilles tendon of lineups, at least for this week? Maybe not in perpetuity, but it may not be the last hero standing move.
Yeah, I think maybe struggling right now. We did see maybe some choices could have potentially made a difference there. Hard to say
True.
for sure, but
Very true.
um, you know,
Are you saying our sample size isn't large enough to make definitive statements like that?
I would never say something so controversial. No, I think there's definitely something to be said about that being potentially the weak link. You know, a lot of formats we've had recently feel like there's three decks, and then you have to pick that fourth that doesn't always fit well, and sometimes it's that weak link. But it's just if your weak link matches up better into their weak link or their good deck and hero series, if that's the case.
Yeah, the old fourth deck.
Hmm. The old fourth deck.
The old fourth deck. Uh, what is that? Oh, sorry. Both of my phones are going off with some kind of alert that I am going to ignore for the time being. Hopefully you can't hear that. If you can't hear that, don't worry. I'm fine. That's just my phone's freaking out in the other room because I forgot about them. Hey, we just picked up a 4. I was about to comment on how awkward the Shadow Word Ruin is, but Lightmaw Nether Drake gonna not only
A
come in right
win.
on
Yeah.
time,
See, come on.
yeah, but perfect. Hey, Starlax has it. We already called it. This game, it's
We already
Starlax.
called it. There's a 6 cost if we really, we want to keep it going. We also got Finley if we want to just go in Spirit Guide into Finley and then find a better hand because we've used up all the cards we wanted to use up, and now we can kind of send these guys back.
Yeah, go shopping for a new one. Could even Spirit, could even go
Coin,
for the
Finley.
Spirit Guide coin Finley. Yeah, and just
Yep.
get all this. Yeah, although
Sure.
I can say that Finley has never successfully protected my Xyrella, but that's a personal problem because I don't play very well. Every time, every time
Yeah.
Mutanus or a Theotar has shown up, Finley has successfully Matrix dodged out of the way. uh, I cried so hard in a manly, very tough way, but also very vulnerable. It was a tough time. What are we talking
Very
about?
fair.
Hearthstone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. But right now, able to get things going. Looks like we are going to hold on to that Finley, like you said. At least for no, never mind. Change of plan. Not going to be using it here for the protection. Gonna actually toss the coin back as well. I
Yeah,
know
play
that's an
the
extra
coin.
card, but
Yeah.
you really don't want to be drawing it. I guess it's going to the bottom of the deck, so hopefully you never see it again.
Yeah. I wonder, would you ever play the coin so that you could play a 6 if you drew it on this turn? Although I can't, what
What
would you even want to
six?
do?
I don't know what sixes are in the. Oh, I guess you'd want to play that.
Pair of light bombs says, oh, there's that's right, there's the light shower elemental
Yeah, yeah, that could have
as well.
worked out. Although it was the last card picked up, I believe. So we wouldn't have drawn it if
Oh,
we played the coin. Ironically,
oh, hitting a 6 into a 7, Starlax, you monster.
we do have the
It's
Sanctum on the other side, though, to freeze this up and slow things down just a little bit. I think we're going to need to start pushing some damage, though, for Geranium. Get those hero powers going. Current hand not too impressive on the damage front, but I don't know that we're getting through all these minions. Might have to go for a sort of freeze game plan and pings over the top. But right now, that hand is not really producing that.
gonna go ahead and snag a shard of the Naru so as to go ahead and trade it away. Try to find an 8. Nothing yet, but coming up shortly, I'm sure. Yeah, how many freezes? So right now we have 3 freezes in hand as well as the 2 solid alibis. So quite a bit of slowdown available, but you can be surprised how fast that can run out if you start playing them if you're not playing them judiciously. So probably just going to be I'm trying to decide would you probably wouldn't burn a solid alibi this turn. Would you spend a flurry? Probably not. You have plenty of
Nah,
mana. Just go ahead and
yeah, I
drop
don't
a
think
blizzard.
we're too
That
worried about this damage just yet.
yeah. Actually, yeah, just tank the 7. You don't have to necessarily even prevent this 7 because there might be a desperate prayer coming later on anyway. Okay, no, gonna play the blizzard.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I could see arguments for both sides. We could have held on to it maybe one more turn, tanked 7 this turn, but that is going to be Mutanus on the other side. Is going to eat something here. Hits the Varden. That's pretty good. Still has Bran for some wacky combos later, but going to have to survive to that point. And right now, the Priest is being the aggressor and really pushing uh, some aggression here. We do have the Behemoth as well next turn to follow up.
Yeah, Starlax struggling to find an 8-cost card, but not actually ready to play it yet. So Starlax instead deciding to draw it right on time. Wait a minute, hand size concern? 10 cards. None of those cost 8. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
gonna
did
mill a
see
card.
earlier the Zyrella was tossed into the bottom of the deck. So
Burns a
that's
Spirit
one
Guide.
one of
Yep.
those not available. Alternatively, what else does this deck run that
Yeah.
could be could be in there?
Whirlpools? Just is it still are they still playing Whirlpools?
Yeah, maybe. That sounds right. It's probably Whirlpool, sure.
Not very not exactly what Starlax is probably looking for at the moment though. The Zyrella, to your point, the Zyrella probably much preferred to whirlpooling away a board that you're ahead on right now. Deepwater
Yeah.
Evoker gonna find some much needed action for Geranium.
Yeah, absolutely. Really kind of struggling for a play here, even for Geranium. Does have, ways to stall for a few turns, but uh,
Boy, is this an awkwardly shaped board for Deathborn. You trade away your only minion that would die to get you a skeleton to set one creature to be able to give you a skeleton, and that creature is not the 9/6 Mutanus. So just you can really see the difference between, Warlock boards or Hunter boards versus multiple buff priest board or just chunky priest minions.
yeah, I think it's just a flurry this turn in this scenario. There's no, I mean, it lines up perfectly. You get the 3 minions. You can kind of come up with maybe a plan to get a bigger Deathborn next turn. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, there's the Whirlpool though.
Hey, found the whirlpool. Oh, do you think any of those cards are Theatar or Mutanus? If you're Starlax, do you have? I'm trying to think if there's any indication you could possibly have that we are okay. So you already fired off your Mutanus. Just gonna go for
Yeah,
it. Just gonna go
yeah.
ahead and go for it.
I think the hand's big enough that you feel like, if it happens, it happens at this point. They're low on cards. We've seen them kind of hold on to a few. Of course,
A-
they would have held on to Theatar, but wow.
And
So kind of a desperate play here, just needing to get something going. Deathborn here on your own 2 minions just to summon 2 skeletons, holding on to that hero power as well. I know it's got the freeze, but that feels so bad to be holding on to it for so long. We just have not been able to push damage with it. It means that our Mordresh isn't online. Uh, it's really slowing down the game plan here for Geranium. And oh, there's the purified shard. And we didn't see Theatar last turn, so we're just saying, there's no Theatar this turn.
yeah, and we're no longer vulnerable to Mutanus. So it is strictly Theatar to steal that away, and that's a 9/8 taunt.
We
So
we got a chance here, and ooh, that's not
hey,
going to do it.
You know what, my Anodon? We freaking called it from turn one. As soon as Tyrande drew that sketchy stranger, we called it. Game was over. Here
Yeah.
it is. Took us a little
And
while to get here, but manifest destiny.
Geranium knew it too. That means the Quest Priest takes this. And with that win, I really think we could be going into a reverse sweep here. It's going to come down to that Priest mirror. I think the Rogue is going to struggle into that Quest Priest. Um, and it's just got to be the mirror. And if it's Naga Priest and it's not Quest Priest, then that Quest Priest is really well lined up here to actually take the clean sweep.
But yeah, if you're a Geranium, you either are taking. So if it is a Naga priest, which one do you take? If it's Naga priest versus Rogue, which one of those do you throw out? If it's Quest priest, it's obviously just a Quest priest off, and we'll just see who Quest priest's harder. But if you have a Naga priest, would you bring it or the Rogue?
I think it's the Naga Priest then, and hope they don't have like an easy answer or silence for a big swing turn, and hope you get enough damage that way.
Yeah, the ability for Naga Priest to just generate, especially if they get. It seems I'm trying to think of how to say this. It's like if both players have the good hand to start, then the Quest Priest should beat either the Naga Priest or the Rogue. But if you are the Naga Priest, your hand doesn't have to be as good to beat the okay hand from Quest Priest. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
I
Yeah.
think that's exactly right. Yeah, I think the 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 priest might be a little bit more consistent in getting that aggressive game plan that could potentially lead to a win there. But it needs to definitely line up right to push enough aggression and to be able to kind of keep reapplying threats, which I think is a big deal in that matchup as well. All
Just
right, just waiting here
FYI,
for
this might be some useful information. The Quest Priest is a 75% against Rogue.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
I
figured
figured
it
it
would
was
be
steep,
pretty
but
strong.
75 is
It's
savage.
brutal.
I mean, I mean, that's getting close to the ancient example of a bad matchup, the warrior freeze mage matchup from way back, where if that was the worst matchup. I assume it's still the worst matchup, but that is a truly grisly. 75 is grim.
Not ideal.
Yeah,
You can
uphill,
say.
tough sledding for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this
Uranium.
priest coming in strong here. In a matchup that could have easily gone the other way. With draws going differently, we saw the mage falter for the first time and not find a lot of those draw engines, the wildfires to push damage, and of course not hitting the big bombs in Mordresh and Rune of the Archmage and that kind of stuff that could have maybe turned that matchup around, but
Yeah, Rune of the Archmage in particular, if you ever get into a tight spot, sometimes Rune of the Archmage can just draw you cards and freeze a board and can handle a lot of problems all at once. It looks like it's going to be the Quest Priest off.
yeah, so it is going to be the Quest Priest off. I think that's what we thought might happen here if it was going to be the Quest Priest, which makes a lot of sense here in Hero Series, especially. Let's see how it lines up here. It's going to just come down to those draws. We saw Starlax finding that fantastic draw last turn, at least that first part of the quest, and then a couple turns late for the Whirlpool, but I would say just in time to still secure that win. No Theotar found on the other side, and now we begin. It looks like Geranium with a couple of cards that can start getting this accelerated a little bit.
Yeah, Starlax looking pretty awkward in the hand right now. Geranium's hand, oh, now has a 3 and a 4, and that 3 can
Yeah.
potentially discover a different 2. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of what spell. Oh, like a Thrive in Darkness or something like that. Thrive in the Shadows. What we do in the shadows, thriving.
What we do in the shadows. I am thriving when I watch What We Do in the Shadows. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I love
Oh,
that.
okay. Just gonna go ahead and drop a condemn. I was thinking about like a
Yeah.
coin Scorpid situation, but nah.
I think it makes a lot of sense. It's a two-cost card. It's playable on two. You're trying to play two-cost cards with this quest. You want to keep curving out. We have the 3/4. Now this Scorpid can maybe find something, maybe a 5, and keep accelerating that.
Yeah, try to find something for the next step. This forest, this
Dredge,
light maw.
Illuminate, maybe.
Ooh.
Finds you
Oh, that.
something weird. There's like some weirdness there. If you find like a spell, like you don't want to get Whirlpool because you might only run Whirlpool, like one Whirlpool, or I don't know. I mean, there's weird scenarios where you don't want to discount a card, but
Yeah.
a lot of times it's going to work out well. Let's see if we can find maybe I mean, if I hit Whirlpool here, that's a 5 cost card, so that does keep things lined up. And we
Why
do have
not
the
illuminate
Zyrelas.
and call? I guess we know next turn it's going to be the Lightmaw Nether Drake, so just go ahead and draw a card and then dredge. Cathedral of Atonement off the top, but it's tempo Nether Drake and carry on. Actually,
Yeah.
good that it's not. Oh no, never mind. As soon as I thought that thought, I realized that thought didn't make sense.
No,
Hey, we
Ledge
found a
Tower
6.
Elemental. does find
Yeah,
a 6, so we can keep things going. This eliminate could find a 5. It would have to be, well, Venomous Scorpion works, Thrive in the Shadows,
we get set to 2.
get
Or
set
we get
to
set to 0, I mean.
0. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, but that might help you find something that helps moving things along. Do we have any 5-cost spells in Quest Priest? I'm trying to think.
Uh,
Like the
Spark
Spirit
it. Oh,
Guides are the big.
Clean the Scene? Is that still in Quest Priest? Is that still
Yep.
hip? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you could find Clean the Scene here to keep things moving as well. Looks like we're gonna hold off. We did have a chance to Thrive first to look for it. Instead, we're going to hold on to the Thrive maybe for the end game, actually. A zero-cost Thrive, you can play that the same turn as the Shard, so maybe that's the game plan here for Geranium. Just going to hold on to that the rest of the game.
No
Feeling like they're
coin?
getting everything accelerated already.
Yeah. No coin for the Light Shower Elemental this turn. I'm curious. This coin fascinates me. If not coin 6, coin 8? Is that going to be a coin?
Yeah, I think it might just be one of those, it doesn't matter so much in this matchup. We're not really fighting too hard for that tempo on the board.
True.
Which really is kind of how the coin is good to fight back on that sort of tempo. Instead, we're really playing. Oh no, we're using it
Oh,
now. So there
it
you
is going
go.
to be coin 6 just on turn 6.
Yeah, so it lines up nicely here. That's totally fine too. But yeah, could have been, just use it when it actually is useful. I think up until this point, we kind of were fine just curving out, and there's no need to force it. And last turn was the one that maybe there was an argument, but we were, I think, looking for something else to do. Get a 5-cost, and there it is. Wow.
Hey,
Ask and you shall receive just in time.
Geranium, just the priest whisperer right now. Just
Yeah, honestly, just better. Playing the Cathedral of Tome got him one card deeper into the deck to find that 5. If we played the Thrive, that's going to find something else. And of course, we talked about the game plan of holding on until you find the Shard, and
I
then
mean,
getting that all in one turn with the Thrive. But
certainly. This is identity theft, right? Yeah. You got that their deck is playing a bunch of cards that you play too. So,
yeah, it's just going to work out. And right now, it looks like Geranium might take this mirror here. Of course, the Priest has a lot of comeback tools, but Uh, right now, Starlax still on that first part of the quest, has not played a 3-cost card yet, falling
is it
far behind here.
sorry, I just had a thought. This probably won't happen, but can you imagine a scenario where Geranium or Starlax completes the quest? Here's what I imagine could happen. Geranium completes the quest, plays Xyrella, uh, plays Thrive in the Shadows, doesn't find the shard but finds Whirlpool. Then Starlax finishes their quest, and then Whirlpools away Xyrella, so that Starlax's Xyrella
Those are real
disappears.
never, yeah. I mean, that would be a wild scenario, but would be a really big brain move if you're in that specific,
It's so
very niche
niche.
situation.
It's like
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen. I just want to be clear, but that's just a fun thought experiment that just
yeah. All right, so dump in the hand here a little bit to get the Xyrella down, get an 8-cost down, and we know there's that the trigger here of the Spirit Guide, so wanted to remove some of the cards in the hand, and that's going to mean with the 1 7-cost, we don't have it yet in the hand, but we'll be that much closer here to Xyrella. Clean the scene, cleaning that scene here. But awkwardly, again, still not on to part 2. So just having to play that 5-cost spell here and no other 5 in the hand either means that even if we do find a 2 off the top, we're still delayed in getting that next step done until we find a 5 now.
Yeah, just where are all of the threes? Where are I remember very early on, Starlax did trade away an Amulet of the Undying, but also there was nothing loaded into the Amulet of the Undying, so hard to fault Starlax for doing that. But now it's just, I mean, we've seen condemns on empty boards, right? We've seen pretty low impact clean the scenes, like just looking to find that amulet again. Try to it's just something to play.
Yeah, I think the really interesting thing that we're going to see in this matchup is going to be that Theotar timing. Now that we have the Theotar in the hand as well, if we're
Ooh,
able,
two
I was going to say,
sevens.
yeah, I was going to say, do we look in our deck for a 7 or do we look in their hand for a 7? And we were able to find the 7 this way. Well,
Oh, snags Mutanus and a whirlpool. Is it going to happen? Will the stars align?
the
No. Just to be clear, the answer is no. But
answer is
the
probably
pieces are coming closer than they were.
they certainly are. They certainly are.
Okay, so yeah, the spirit guide should grab Amulet of the Undying, but now, of course, this is the 5. Once again, to that awkwardness you were pointing to earlier, it remains awkward in Starlax's hand.
Yeah, again, 5 played. We are slowly running out of 5s to play. Obviously, none in the hand, but even in the deck, we're starting to use them up. And on the other side, though, that's a 5. I mean, we could find a Theotar off the top and steal it, right? And then play a 5 that way. And that's a pretty good 5 to be playing, I would say. Complete your quest and progress your quest all in one
Oh.
or battle cry, what you wanted to do later on, plus also, do it again if you haven't won already.
Yeah. And this, yeah. All right. Once
All right.
Geranium passes,
Mutanus, where do you land? Landis.
Landis, there are 1, 2,
Okay,
3,
here we
4,
go. Big
5, 6.
play. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Starlax is gonna watch the VOD
Excruciating.
later and just, oh man.
That was a fist shake moment, like Mutanus, or no, I guess
Yeah.
Light Shower Elemental.
Yeah, I mean, it was 6 minions in the hand, so played around it pretty well, but
Yeah.
that is going to be the Zyrella played, and we have the Thrive for 0 in the hand, so next turn we can play that Thrive, hopefully find that Shard, and, I mean, how many spells do we have? Oh, wrong order. That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need
Uh,
it. We have a card that says "Win the
win the
game."
game. Yeah, the text on that
So
card is
forget
pretty strong.
about their health total, your minions. None of it matters at this point. It's all about finding that. Let's see if we can find it off of that zero cost Thrive and the game that way. Here we go.
Gosh, if
There's
it's
a
the
5
0,
cost.
hey,
We finally hit a 3, and it finds us a 5 there soon after. Maybe there's a shot here for Starlax if we whiff. How many spells do we have left, do you think, in this
yeah, I'm
set?
trying to decide. And then if this 0 cost Thrive misses, then there's the
You
tension of
then,
like, do you play Finley and then expose the shard potentially to a
yeah, or
the
the
Mad
second
Duke is
Thrive,
now in hand.
right? You have 2
Yeah.
thrives, so you could play the other one, but then you got the 10 cost. There's a light bomb picked up. I think there still
Ooh,
is one in the
is that
deck
the end?
though. So,
Oh, there is one. Yeah, you're right. That's only the first light bomb.
all right, we're going
Okay.
for it. And there it is. It's
Um,
always there. And Geranium with the win. Priest takes it. We did say Priest had a potential here to seal the deal, and in that mirror, Geranium able to do so. Starlax just awkwardly stuck without a 3 cost minion for so long, or 3 cost card, having to constantly play some 5s and just too slow in completing that.
yeah, just the smoothness of Geranium's experience is in sharp contrast to Starlax's experience on that one. To the point to where, so this is just a rules question because I don't think I've been faced with this just yet. Will it let you play Amulet of the Undying if it would have no effect, like condemn
I don't
or
think I don't think you can
shattering
play it if it
blast or
does
something like that?
nothing. No, I don't think
Okay.
you can play it.
So there's
Lotus,
not
do
even
you
an
know?
alternate. Yeah, there's not
I
even
don't
an
believe
alternative
so.
then.
Nope.
Starlax couldn't
Yeah.
have
I don't
held
think
on
it
to
was.
Amulet.
I think
Yeah.
it's one of those cards that you won't work if you don't have a minion to revive.
Yeah. So just those venomous scorpids, Prince Renethal himself, all just not coming in until way too late.
Yeah.
There
Need
was, of course, some
geranium.
potential. Huh? Oh yeah. Oh, getting Geranium. Geranium coming, and there it is. Geranium, our victor this week for this Hero Purple conference match. Congratulations, Geranium. That was
Yeah.
a that was those were some decisive, some fun games. Congratulations on your win.
Um, yeah, I mean, I hope that Starlock also had fun in them. I think this is like the most extreme bad luck I've seen. Like
Are you talking about
not
the Huffers?
only
The Huffers.
yeah, not only the hoppers. So Starlax said that he counted it and that he pressed button 23 times and
Mm,
got hover 3 times.
Yeah.
Uh
He
yeah,
didn't get a
yeah,
single Huffer after you played that last solid
that solid
alibi. That
alibi.
was the
Yeah,
it,
last for turns.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, if he got any hoffers, I believe I would have died. Uh and then on the flip side, in that priest game, he didn't draw a 3 drop until the end of the game, literal end of the game.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
I'm sorry.
Hey,
card
we've all
games.
been there,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
And well played by both of you. I think first of all, tell me how you were feeling going into that priest mirror. First of all, we were talking about getting that huge win early on into that hunter. That was crucial, I think, with that mage. I think Starlax actually found the matchup that he was looking for there. Not banning the mage, expecting that coming out first, bringing that quest hunter, which often can get that win. Getting a little bit unlucky, so you had that to start, but then that priest comes back, and now you're looking at having to win a mirror or that rogue, which is just such a tough matchup. Were you worried going into that mirror, or how are you feeling?
Uh, yeah. So I'm first gonna start off on the quest hunter because I feel like I feel like Starlax beat me a little bit on lineups here of just like getting good matchup into good matchup.
Hmm.
Um, where yeah, the quest hunter came out and I was like, I might get swept by this. Um, and then, as we were saying, when it came to the priest versus the mage, and then the mage lost, I was like, oh, I might get swept by this. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, going into the priest mirror there, I was I was very tense. And then I saw, a nice curve out. Um, priest quest is literal curve stone, and yeah, I was pretty happy to see that.
And there was actually a moment of tension where the the turn that Starlax played Finley to swap hands was the turn that Starlax then had access to Theotar Mad Duke, and that was also the turn where if you're, I guess the question is, was that a 100% purified shard on that zero cost Thrive in
No,
the Shadows? It was not.
no,
So if you had then
but what
used,
it was,
yeah, hmm
sorry. At that point, uh, I had eaten one of his 7 drops, and he had played the other 7 drop not to progress quest. So there was actual literal no way that Starlax could get shard, could get his quest reward, unless
right.
he like I don't know. I have no clue how it would have had to happen. Anyways, um, at that point, I was just like, okay, well, if I don't get it off of this discover right now, I'm just gonna wait to natural draw it so that it can't
Oh,
be Theotard.
just never gonna play Thrive in the Shadows, Finley, anything like that for the
Wow.
rest
Well,
of.
I was gonna
Yeah.
thrive in the shadows to draw a card, but just not the shard.
Not the shard. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
Bold,
gosh.
bold move.
yeah.
And you were already
Never played it
Xyrellus.
again.
Yeah, yeah. You were already
Yeah.
Xyrellus, so you didn't have to worry about like the spirit guide drawing the holy spell being the shard. Yeah, yeah. You could totally. Yeah, actually, yeah. You could just totally at a stately pace walk to the finish line. There was a
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
pace
I
at the
mean,
pace Starlex was going,
identity
that's
theft.
definitely yeah,
There was the threat of. I assume Starlax had access to identity theft to steal your purified shard,
sure.
that's
but
true. Actually, that's pretty true. I would have then had to Theotar.
Yeah.
yeah. madness. So there was still tension there. Like there's yeah.
Okay, I did not think
You're
about that tension. Yeah, okay.
but it really just shows that your tension was not in vain. That was perfectly justified tension going into that match.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, it's just like that. It just so happened that everything rolled out, and versus the Rogue, I could like 100% win, like literal no chance. Um, and then versus the Priest, I could also just 100% her. So sorry, I that's what Hearthstone giveth and Hearthstone taketh away.
It's
Certainly
the
does.
fickle mistress for sure.
That's amazing. Big win there for you and your team. Uh, you know, starting off the season pretty strong, 1-0 already, towards the top of your conference. But a team like Dad Legend is a strong team. So to get that lead, do we know anything else about the rest of the matches? Do we know the timing for your other two? I know you were dealing with some captaining stuff before we jumped on the show.
Yeah, so they should both be happening, I think, right now. Um, uh, Laughing Frog versus Yellow Dart is I think game 2 right now. And then Dankestad is facing off against the Sharmo. I think they started, but he hasn't been posting, any updates or anything. So, um, I'm pretty happy with my team. I think Dad Legend has definitely improved from last season. So, I feel pretty good to get my win in the mix there. We haven't locked it up yet, but um, even more so, like I'm just happy to. This is my first win of the season. I've been I've been having a tough time with this meta, so uh, Lady
Yeah,
Luck
I'm
smiles.
I'm right there with you, and like you said, Hearthstone giveth and it taketh, and today gave to you and took from poor old Starlax, but well, it was a fun match to watch for sure. Lots of back and forth, lots of uh, you know, uh, I think highlighted some of the good aspects I think of the meta. There's maybe some shenanigans, but I think we didn't see any Denathrius crazy wins either, so it was a little
Yeah,
little
well, I
different in
mean,
that sense.
Denathrius gifted me that first win,
That's true.
kind of.
Did
That
give you
was a
that big
huge. Was
help.
that a
Yeah,
20 heal and a
yeah.
Was
board
it
clear?
20 heal? Yeah, the fact that it board cleared was huge. Because like only 6 had to go face in that case. Like
Hmm.
I got pretty lucky there too. So
What? Well, while we have you here, Geranium, another pit of misery. Is everything all right?
Yeah. How you doing
uh
over there?
yeah, so I mean, 4 of the team members are here in the clear, and then I was just having some captaining trouble with German Shep needed an E sub, and then the E sub for German Shep is actually playing in a tournament right now and doing very well. So I was just like, okay, yeah, you should probably continue playing your tournament. And I was in call with Dankestad, and he was like, okay, yeah, sure, I can play right now. So uh, he's playing right now.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, I hope this week does not turn out, to be another pit of misery for your team. Uh, but Dad Legend
Ayo.
also a fantastic team. I'm sure it's gonna be a fun rest of the series. It is not over yet. Uh, big win for you, Geranium. Into Starlax does give your team the lead, but like I said, not over. So if you're interested in that matchup in the Hero Series, check out TeamHeartLeague.com in the Purple Series and see what's going on once those are updated.
Right quick before I give my shout outs, I will say I would like to be in the pit of misery. The pit of misery, explaining my team name is based on the yellow
Positive
dart
thing?
image.
Oh,
He instead of the cloud of mystery, he made a pit of misery for all the teams that were in the bye week last season. So hopefully this is going to be another pit of misery for us.
oh, I
Um,
see. So it's
and
a good pit of misery.
Oh,
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
good
it's a
thing. Okay,
positive
gotcha,
thing. All right.
gotcha. Okay.
We were getting worried about you over here. I don't know. It's I thought something was going on, but Happy to hear it's all a good pit of misery, and you got to gloat a little bit into Yellow Dart with your match at least into his team.
No, I mean, he signed off with the name. I was doing it sort of to honor, like he
Honorary.
made the best graphic in THL, so I
Yeah,
I tried to emulate it.
Yellow Dart is notorious. I love that stuff.
Okay,
Miss you,
but yeah,
Cap. Miss you, Cap.
I shout outs since I don't want to keep you guys since it's already 10:30, or sorry, it's 11 p.m. for me now. Uh yeah, shout outs to um I know I've got someone in the audience watching for me, so yeah, shout out to Dan and shout out to the rest of my team. We did a lot of prep this week, so I'm glad that it paid off. Um and yeah, honestly, shout outs to all the casters, you guys and all the others included that help bring THL content.
Aw.
Oh,
Wow, don't
you're so.
flatter us.
Thank
Come
you.
on.
Yeah. Or please continue. Don't stop.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, so
I'd really want.
specifically,
say more.
dollar bills, my anodon,
Yeah, call us out by name
I
individually.
need it.
Give us an accolade, like in the school yearbook. Like what about us do you really like really, you
I
know,
need it to live. I
please,
need it to live.
please. No. No, thank you so much. That means a
I
lot.
really appreciate it.
Uh and I hope everyone else out there, whoever's watching enjoyed the show. And check us out next week. Of course, we'll be back with whatever matches are available. If you're interested in being on the show, please let Saku know. He'll get all that sorted. As long as you're playing on Sunday night, of course, that is when we are live. But yeah, do we, Lotus? Do you have any announcements? Usually Saku does that, and I don't know
um,
what's going on every week exactly. But
well, the usual this week, we're coming back with Hearth Center, so you can see me, Geranium, and all of Hearth Center crew on really soon. We're going to be live on Tuesday, and as well as just keep an eye out. We have a few special, or nothing special planned for this week, but we are looking for matches. So if you want to play on stream, I know I say this a lot, but let us know. We're always looking for fun matches, and you know what? I don't know who I'm talking to, but yours is welcome as well.
I know who we're talking to, and you better sign up.
And yeah, you know who you are in
You
the
know who
audience.
you are. You know who I'm talking to, and if it's you,
Mm-hmm.
get on stream. We'd love to
Do
have
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Mm-hmm.
You over there.
Right now, you're looking around, wondering if we're talking to somebody else. No, talking to you.
On that
I
chaise
know
long,
you
on that chaise long, all day long.
guys. You don't have to ask. I'll be here next week. I'm gonna.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll see you same time next week.
Clock in,
Hopefully
clock out.
a nice nice result again. We'll see.
Yeah. And
Unless you're against me. I don't know if we play each other in anything, but we might.
and good luck in
We'll
your
have to-
matches, everyone.
Awesome. Absolutely. I think that is it for our announcers for the week. Thanks everybody for joining. Catch us again next week. Check out all those other shows, like we said. Thank you, Dollar Bills and Lotus, for opping tonight for Saku, and of course for both of our players and their teams.
Absolutely. I mean, just a delight to get to see quality matches like that. And thank you for Starlax for coming on and doing the battle. And thank you, Geranium, for coming and talking to us about stepping us through it. Lotus Knight, of course, at the helm. Can't do it. Can't do it without someone at the helm. Otherwise, the ship just crashes directly into the land. We'll see everybody next week, huh?
See y'all
Oh,
later. Have a good night, everyone.
take care, everybody.